Hello, Sovereign Jane Jenkins here, and I am a healing coach as well as a nurse as well as a life coach. Okay, I'm the author of P Policy. It's about setting boundaries and maintaining self respect. It's a self help book to elevate the consciousness of young women at large. This world does not care about you. This world does not care about your past traumas. So it is your job to make sure that you allow healthy interactions and healthy relationships into your life. Because if someone comes along and they reoffend and reinsult you, it could very much trigger you and trigger that trauma that you had from your past and make you act in a way that you would not usually act in. And the judge was not care what you've been through. The judge does not care what your parents or your grandparents went through. The judge is looking at you and he's going to delve the consequence of your actions. So it is your job to make sure that you are protecting your peace and having boundaries and self-respect, and that you are in a space, in a healthy space, to interact with people in order to develop full functioning healthy relationships. Now, if you know you're not there, take some time and focus on getting there. Release all that tension. Get to a space where you are healthy and that you're able to interact with people in a healthy way, and that you're able to self regulate and emotionally regulate, because I always considered myself a very emotionally intelligent person, but even I was triggered and I was traumatized, re-traumatized by somebody that I should not have been with to begin with. And had I had better boundaries and had I had self respect, I would have walked away a lot sooner. But we live and we learn. People can very much come into your life and cause further damage from traumas that you've had in the past, traumas that your mother may have had in the past, traumas that your grandmother had, and also traumas that your great grandmother had, as well as your father's. So you have to be very conscientious of who you're letting into your life, because they can exacerbate the problems that you already have. So you have to get to a healthy space mentally in accepting who you are, accepting your flaws and your pros and your cons, and as well as your fallbacks and your shortcomings, in order to be in a healthy space and operate from a proficient space in this world. Because people don't care about what you're going through. They only care about, are you able to fulfill your role within that system or wherever you're functioning in that external environment. Are you able to work? Are you able to be a good friend? Are you able to be a good girlfriend? Are you able to be a good human being? Are you able to function adequately in society at large? And if you can't do that based on your past traumas or your past triggers, it is your job to build boundaries to where they're not walls, there are boundaries. If somebody crossed that line in the sand, they have to be put out. Walls, nobody can get past walls. But with boundaries, certain people who respect that line in the sand can get past, can come into your space, can get your energy, can get your attention. Because the more attention you spend, the more time and attention you spend on someone, the more you bond with them, the more you enjoy their time, it increases the likelihood of you wanting to see them more often and make sure that they stay around you. But if this person is coming in a manipulative way, and they see that you have triggers and that you see you have traumas and low self-esteem, they may take that opportunity to be a predator and try to take advantage of you and manipulate you in a way to where you don't even realize it because of your past traumas. So you don't even recognize that it's time to back all the way back and run. And if that's the case, you need to put yourself in a bubble and choose to heal. So I came up with a method to the madness. If you're a trauma survivor, it's called the RISE method. It is release, integrate, strengthen, and elevate. And ultimately, this method is going to help you get through that past trauma and progress through life, and operate in a healthy and successful way, no matter who's around, no matter who you're trying to build something with, whether it's a friend or a family member or a boyfriend. You have to be able to be in a healthy space to operate in all capacities without being traumatized or triggered and acting based off those traumas and triggers. That is your job. That's no one else's job. So in today's day, you have to take some time and personally develop, because we're in the information stage. Like, that's the world we live in. People are continuously going to throw stuff at you. Your attention is scattered and things are going in 50 different directions. But you have to make sure that you are being taken care of emotionally. And if your emotions are not intact, how can you function adequately? How can you take care of your husband? How can you take care of your children? How can you take care of yourself if you are going through life on autopilot? So you have to take out time for yourself and heal from the insults that somebody might have done or dealt you in the past. And me personally, I did have trauma. I did have trouble navigating a relationship based off past traumas. And I noticed that, and I told this person about that, and this person reassured me and told me that that wasn't going to be an issue with him, because he would respect my boundaries and he would make sure that he would not cross those boundaries, and make sure that he would always walk away if he felt like he was going to disrespect me. Well, this person didn't hold up his end of the bargain, so I had to make sure that I remain emotionally intact and emotionally stable enough to navigate that situation, despite the fact he did not hold up his end of the bargain. And I also had to make sure that I was able to walk away in a healthy way and not choose vengeance. Vengeance in a sense that will leave me going to jail or throwing away my entire life and my career based off an emotional outburst. It is never worth it to take it that far. So you have to work on yourself. This world will not show you any mercy. You have to take it upon yourself and build yourself up and seek help, seek therapy, seek the coaches out, seek programs that are going to help you go forward in this life, and make sure that you are going to be healthy enough to navigate other relationships, because relationships are hard. People test you to see what they can get away with, and if they know they can't really get away from with anything, because you have emotionally developed and you have become like a sensei, then they will respect you more and they'll respect you better. So it is always best to walk away from people who know that you have traumas and are continuously trying to cross your boundaries, and who are continuously not respecting the fact that you have trauma, because it is going to exacerbate that wound. It could cause you to blow up unexpectedly, because sometimes we don't have control of that emotional outburst when we feel like we're being cornered. But I always advise, it's always the best thing to do is walk away. You don't have to say anything, you just have to walk away. Walking away doesn't mean weakness, and it doesn't mean surrendering. It means that I'm choosing me. I'm choosing to hold my emotional bandwidth to myself, and I'm choosing to nourish myself and focus on myself going forward, because I see that you are not valuing me as a human being. That's what walking away is. Walking away is strength, it is humility, it is power. Not walking away and staying in a situation and blowing your top is immaturity and a sign that you cannot emotionally regulate. That is not good. So take some time out and personally develop and focus on yourself if you are having these kinds of issues. Because I promise you, when you're in the heat of the moment and you are getting further and further away from your righteous mind, that is the time where you need to dig in and go the opposite direction, because this world is set up to trigger you and traumatize you, and people don't care how you feel. They are self-interested. Like, people are operating from a sense of self-interest, and always remember that. And so you have to do the same. So don't accept people in your life who are constantly and consistently crossing your boundaries, and you have to have them in place to protect yourself. So check out the book. And I am accepting 6 people soon for the RISE method. And we will be going through that process in order to iron out those issues and those traumas to get to a solution to where that person can live healthy and happier. Stay tuned. And I'm Sovereign Jane Jenkins.